This is the Leatherman Rogue Wave. Why is it the Rogue Wave? Because we will be changing out a lot of these tools and adding things to meet what I would want in my Leatherman Wave. So the first thing I really like about my Leatherman Surge is a T Shank adapter. And I found this on eBay, a T Shank adapter for Leatherman Wave Plus. And I thought, well, it's probably a hoax. It's probably not true. I could not find any reviews about it. Just got it tonight, and it actually works. I'm shocked. So here we go. This is our T Shank adapter, and then we can fold it up. See, we fold it up here, and it fits nicely, and then it even has a thumb stud, so you can easily deploy it. Now, how this locks into place, because once you do that, it's loose. But how it locks into place is the center part where you exchange the blade. Actually, that's the part that locks. So I'll have to look at my Leatherman Surge and see if it's the same way, but I really like how they do that so that it locks into place very well. Now, what you do is you replace the file. At least that's what I did on mine. They do give suggestions. I actually was having problems. I think I cross-threaded this pivot. And so this is the female, this is the male part. You will have that on each of these. So you definitely need to undo the female part, that's the screw, out of the bushing. And I've done this several times, and I must have messed up the threads. And so I had an awful time getting this back together. So do be careful when you're taking these apart. A lot of times they have Loctite. You have to heat them up with a heat gun or hair dryer. And I'm not sure that I did. I think I tried to use brute force, and that might have been part of the issue. So what you will use is a T10. Now, I did get a T9 safety Torx bit. What that means is it has that little cutout part, or that little hole in the middle. There we go. Focuses better. And so each of these are the same. And so you're supposed to use a T10. I'll try to put some links in the description below. So you'll go ahead and use the T10. You need one on each side. And then you want to do this side. And then you will take the file out. The screw obviously will come out. You get this T Shank adapter, screw it back in, and that's all there is to it. So it went in very, very easy. Now, I know the big question a lot of people will be having is, does it work with accessories with the Leatherman Surge? That was my big question. And yes and no. That's the answer. So I'm sort of disappointed that, first of all, these tool implements are too big for the Leatherman Wave. So the maximum length you can put in here is 3 inches with this T Shank adapter. That's the maximum. So this will be just over 3 1/4. So you essentially have to take off 1/4 inch of these tools. Now, I don't think that's a huge deal. It will be for some, it'll be a deal breaker, but for me, that was not a huge deal. So you will have to do a lot of grinding work, and then I was able to get the file. And then with this one, I have to remember to have the long end up. And I did it backwards, and then you can snap this in place. But first of all, I wanted to show you the difference in thickness between the one that I've done a lot of grinding work on and then the original saw. So you can see definitely I had to take a bunch of metal to make it a lot thinner. And then you have to take some off the sides. I even took a little bit off the end and then off of here as well. So you definitely have to reshape the blade. Let's make sure this is pointing the right way. Fit this in. There we go. And you can see it. Let's see. There we go. Snaps into place. Go ahead, try that again. And then it snaps firmly in place. And then it does fit that way, just barely. You can see that I am to the max right there. So it definitely needs to be 3 inches or less to fit right here in the handle. But I'm very happy with how this turned out. Now I can have a saw, or I can have a file, and I can even add other implements like a scalpel holder. And so There's almost endless possibilities now for the Leatherman wave, so I feel like that has really added new life. Again, you'll need these tools, the T10, or I did use a T9 on mine, it's a little small. And I feel like this is a great option to add a lot more options to your Leatherman wave. Well, I'll see you in the next video.